Welcome back to another OnlineDrummer.com Monday drum lesson. I'm Nate Brown. I'm just getting over being sick, so sorry if I sound a little congested, but we'll do some cool stuff on the drums anyway. This drum lesson is basically a template for beginning to improvise drum fills. This is a topic that comes up a lot. People have trouble when they're supposed to play a drum fill. What do you play? Or you might stick with 1, 2, or maybe even a group of 3 drum fills that you always play. This template here is a step 1 to get you started and to teach you the technique for how to learn to improvise drum fills. Take a look at number 1. Each of these exercises uses a different drum beat for the first beat. That's just a starting point, just to give you an idea of something that you can play, and it changes up each time. Our focus is on the second measure, so we'll look at number 1, the second measure. You see that the first half of the measure or the drum fill is written out. 1, and the 2, and right. And the slashes for the second half indicate that you're going to improvise during that section. Now, for this exercise, you're going to improvise the exact same rhythm that you played in the first half. You're going to improvise it by reorchestrating it around the drums. So I'll give you an example of that. If the first half is 1, and the 2, and the next half has to be the same rhythm, 3, and 4, and but you can play it anywhere. That's what you're improvising. What this technique does is it takes half of the improvisation away, so you can focus it on learning to orchestrate around the drums by improvising. Then later on, you can work on improvising the rhythm and the reorchestrations. So I'll do this one again. 1, and the 2, and the 3, and you see that's the same rhythm. 3, and 4, and 1. I'll put this in the context of the groove. Here we go. And as you repeat this, each time you come back to the drum fill, try to play something different. Number 2, the drum fill is counted. 1, 2, 3, right, left, left. And it can help to keep the same sticking for the second part. And I'll show you an example of this. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1. And I'm just making it up as I go. I'll do the beat one time and then the fill. A fun technique that you can use, which sounds good, but remember you don't want to do it every time because you're working on improvising the drum fills. But if you keep your left stick on the snare drum for the second half and just move your right stick around, you can come up with some cool drum fills. So number 2, the fill. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, right, left, left. Right, left, left. I'll play the beat. So that's that same rhythm, just keeping the left stick on the snare. It's really syncopated. It's cool. Number 3. Here's a fill. And there I use that same concept of leaving the left stick on the snare. And now I'll mix it up a little bit, just one time through the beat. And remember that you can also incorporate cymbals. That's kind of cool, or the crashes. And if you want to throw a bass with it, it's a fun one. Number 4, a little more syncopated. E and a 2 and a. I'll do this one. And using that left stick technique where the left stick stays on the snare, it'll sound like this. One time through the beat. Do it one more time. And number 5, just straight 16th notes with the beat 1 as a rest. And then, of course, the beat 3 will have to be rested as well. One time through the beat. And that could be split up anywhere. Cymbals, I'll do it again. I have listed there at the top an optional variation, and that's where you keep it as written for the first half of the drum fill, and then the second half you make up anything you want. You can use any rhythm, whatever. So using that technique, number 1, the first half of the fill would be that, and the second half, anything is open. And I'll do number 1. Something fun you can do with this is to incorporate 16th note triplets. So 1, you can get that timing down. I'll do number 1 like that. And number 2. There we go. And you can get more creative with those 16th note triplets as well. I'll do number 3 with a different variation. That was cool. I'll do it one more time. So you can see there's a lot you can do with that just using this template, and then you can come up with your own. You can write out different templates for yourself to really start exploring different rhythms around the kit. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and have fun improvising your drum fills. Remember to get creative. Try to come up with different things each time. Not every orchestration is going to sound cool, but the more you do these, the more comfortable you're going to become with improvising, and the more you'll be able to recognize what the different fills sound like and what you need to play. Have a great week of drums. Keep drumming.